This edition of YouTube Suggestions is brought to you by What the Paranormal's Ghost Fart Chili. Made with the finest ghost peppers and skunk spray jelly beans. Ghost Fart Chili, now with Old Black Egg. Alright, hey everybody, this is James with some more YouTube Suggestions. If you've never seen one of these before, this is just kind of my own version of a shout out. I take 5 channels I'm sub to, not necessarily ones that are sub to me, even though a lot of them are, and I give a brief rundown of their channel. I do it this way to put more of a spotlight on each channel in hopes that they won't get lost in the shuffle of a long list, and hopefully I can steer at least 1 or 2 subs their way. Now, last time I said I was going to try and do one a month, but I think I'm going to try and do these a little more often. There are a lot of channels to get to, so I probably should do them more often. Plus, with the new monetization rules, I figure everybody can use all the help they can get. Speaking of which, if there is a channel here you weren't aware of, or one you aren't subscribed to, let me know in the comments. I'm always curious to know if I'm doing anybody any good. But just go ahead and let me know in the comments, and let them know that I sent you there. So, speaking of doing well, in the last YouTube Suggestions, I concentrated on channels that were approaching 1,000 subs. And since then, Pokey has passed the 1,000 mark. Now, I'd like to think I helped trickle 1 or 2 people his way, but with or without the little bit of help that I may or may not have given him, he made it. He did most of it on his own, so congratulations to him. And I just missed. He live streamed. He had a bet going. He was going to do the Brazilian wax if he reached 1,000 subscribers. I just missed it. I did jump in there for a little bit, but he had already done it, and so I'm gonna have to go back. Yeah, by the time you see this, he may have it online, and I'll have to go back and see that later. Yeah, apparently he came through it like a champ, though. Apparently he was still stinging a little bit, but anyway. I'll leave a link in the description to that previous video if you want to check out all the channels from that video. This time around we're looking at creative creators. And I'll tell you now, talented creators might have been a better subtitle for this one, but that just doesn't sound as good. So, and well, creative and talented usually go hand in hand. So, before I get to it, just one little state of the channel statement, if you will. This channel recently reached the 250 subscriber mark. And then fell back to 247. And then up to 249. Then down to 248. And hung around there for a day or two. And then we hit 250 again. After that, there was a nice little surge, and we've already passed 275, and as I'm making this, we're sitting just under 300 subs. That's assuming I'm not going to end up losing a couple again. But so thanks to all the folks who have subscribed and are participating, and welcome to the new subscribers. Hopefully I can introduce you to some more channels you'll like, but first we need Laney the Shout-Out Monkey to get us started. Donna, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, has already grown quite a bit since I first subscribed to the channel. I think they were around 50 or so subs when I came along, and now they're just over 200. The videos are centered on Donna's boyfriend Hector, who does some amazing glass figurines. You know, he does each one on camera, and you get to see the entire process. It's something else to watch him take something and create a dog or a penguin out of it. You know, he recently did one of a coconut with sunglasses, and that was pretty neat. If you're into bells and whistles, it might not be for you. But if you appreciate watching someone show off their skills and make something out of virtually nothing, it's an interesting channel to follow. In fact, it makes me wonder if he could make a bell and a whistle. Well, anyway, it's a fairly new channel. I believe their first video went up at the end of December, and that's where I recommend you start. You know, their first video where he makes a horse. You know, go check them out, and maybe you'll find a favorite of your own. I came across Macca, and again, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. Apparently, I wanted to give myself some lingual challenges this time. I came across Andy, that's his real name, through Sue Nelson, who is another YouTuber. She did a video of a knife she won and gave a link to his channel. And after seeing this amazing knife, I knew I had to check it out. And he does some incredible work. You get to see the entire process of the knife he made and then gave away. Sue was the winner. And of course, you know, we call it a knife. It almost looks like a machete. The thing is huge. It's really just a stunning piece of work. He's had a channel for about a year, but he's only really been adding videos about over the last 4 months. And I'm not throwing stones at that. You know, this channel went 3 years without adding anything. So I just say that so you'll know it's basically like a new channel. There's not a ton of content, but what is there is really cool. I'm hoping he comes out with some more stuff sometime soon. Again, if you're all about the bells and whistles, it might not be for you. But I find it fascinating. You can check out the 3-part series of him making Sue's knife, or you can go back to his very first video. And believe me, it's a hot one. Alright, let me start by saying don't watch this channel if you're hungry. It'll just make you more hungry. Smoke Charles is hosted by Steve, and a lot of his channel is giving instructions on how to cook different kinds of meat and steaks, brisket and chicken. He's also got videos on smoked salmon and Italian sausage. I'm gaining weight just talking about it. He does a lot of stuff in an electric smoker, but he also grills. He's got one challenge video where he cooks a caveman steak right on top of hot charcoals. He gives some easy to follow instructions on how to do it yourself, and his came out looking great. It's really an outdoor channel. You know, he gives the instructions in one video how to field dress a deer, and that's a graphic one, just to give you a warning. He's got some other stuff he pops up from time to time. One of these days, I'm going to try one of his instructions. It might be the poutine. I've always wanted to try poutine. I was in South Dakota a couple of years ago, but I don't want to try the American version first. You know, the first time I have it. If I'm going to try poutine, it's got to be the Canadian poutine. Just like if you want Tex-Mex, you don't go to Calgary. You come to Texas. You come here. You want poutine, you get it from a Canadian. So go check that out. Go watch his poutine video. He actually makes his own cheese curds, for crying out loud. Corbin has been on YouTube for a couple of years now. He does some great comedy skits and occasionally pops up with a rant or a challenge. You know, sometimes he involves his friends, which look a lot like him. Actually, that's a couple of there's a couple of different characters Corbin has for what he calls his silly-os, or silly videos. It's Corbin Knight and Corbin Smooth are his characters. He does some funny commercials. He'll throw out a live stream once in a while. He's not beyond poking fun at himself, and even has a couple of blooper videos showing outtakes for his skits. He always seems like he's in a good mood. He loves to laugh. You can see that in some of his reaction videos. He's coming up on 100 videos posted, and already has over 1,000 subs. And he has a lot of content to choose from, so go check him out. I'd recommend the jokes puns video if you like your humor a little punny. Or you can take a look at the 7 things to do when you fart. You might as well get off on the right foot, or the right cheek. For the record, I typically do number 2 on that list. And it's tough to follow up fart humor, but I'm going to try. Did you ever see someone do something with such ease it made you think everybody should be able to do it? That's kind of how I feel watching Foxy's videos and instructions on how to draw different characters. The channel has been up for about a year, and it's cool to see the process. Sometimes when I watch these videos, I think, uh-oh, I think she messed up there. But it turns out what I thought was a mistake was all part of the plan. It's interesting to me to see how she does something that's 5 steps ahead, and it all comes together to make a great drawing. Foxy recently did her first live stream. I think she was a little nervous, and had her husband and her daughter there with her. Their daughter certainly wasn't shy in front of the camera. It was a kick seeing her react to what was going on. As a matter of fact, when I was putting this together, they just started the second live stream for the channel, so that's probably something they plan on making a regular thing. Go check out the channel. As far as a favorite, there's Luigi, which is cool for us old school video game players. She showed you how to draw Luigi, and I also thought the penguin came out pretty cute. All right, that's it for this time. Well, actually, it's not. To slip in that 6th channel, I always say I'm going to do 5. I end up finding a way to do 6, and I did it again. Check out the closing music for the video. It's a piece called String Theory from Technetic Beats here on YouTube. I was browsing around his channel a few days ago, and I came across this, and I really liked it. It kind of combines an electronic sound with an orchestra. And I really enjoyed it. I typically cut off the closing music after about 12 to 15 seconds, but I'm going to let this play a little bit longer to give you a little bit bigger taste. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description with the closing music credit. You can find links to all the other channels there as well. Check out all these channels, and if you are new here, check out the channel intro video for this channel and consider subscribing. We do a little of everything. In fact, we've got another ghost hunting investigation video coming up in a couple of days, so be watching for that. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.